Hello and welcome from Albert Park, Australia for today's race. And I think it's shaping up to be a classic. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 16 corners and 3.3 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles an hour. The close proximity of the barriers makes accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. I'm joined again today by none other than Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, obviously there's a lot of development work that goes on with these cars between the races. You've been both a test driver and a race driver. What differences are there in the way you approach those roles?
Interesting question, Crofty. They're two very different mindsets. I mean, when I tested for BAR, we had full in-season testing where, per driver, you'd cover up to 15,000 kilometres per season. And in that role, it was more about working for the team, trying to help them improve the car and drive as systematically as you could, so that that data could be analysed in the most consistent way. When you're lining up on the grid for a race, however, your frame of mind's all about what you can get out of the situation on that day, and the car's the tool to help you achieve what you want. You still want to focus on setup, of course, but it's more about the here and now, getting yourself as far up the field as possible, and less about development work for the future.
You should have some space going into the first corner, so try to keep it tidy.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Nico Rosberg is on pole position today after coming out on top of a difficult qualifying. And starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Ricciardo, Max Verstappen and Massa, Raikkonen, Bottas, Perez and Daniel Kvyat, Sainz, Button, Roman Grosjean and Hülkenberg, Alonso, Gutierrez, Kevin Magnussen and Felipe Nasser, Palmer and Ericsson, Rio Haryanto and Pascal Wehrlein completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track. So, another fantastic victory for Williams today. Tell me, Ant, what was the key to this success?
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
And I can see our drivers making their way out now. It's been a sublime team performance, and it's the culmination of a lot of hard work. Williams are your winners today. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Valtteri Bottas takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after an excellent result. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Oh, well, I'm a bit spoilt for choice, Crofty. My instinct says Valtteri Bottas, and looking down the field, no one really jumps out at me to make me change my mind.
After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.